Hey guys, it's Steve with My Honey's Handmade. So a client asked me if I could make some drawer slides for an antique dresser they're working on. And this is the original. This is the one I made. So stick around, we're going to make 3 or 4 of these. Thanks for watching.
Hey guys, so here's the original. It's got like a cove bit on the top and then 2 1/4-inch grooves on each side. I had some scrap maple laying around, so that's what I used. I just used the original piece against the saw blade to get the exact measurement. Next, I'm just squaring up all the edges, and I made a couple of extra. I always like to do that when I'm routing. So in case you mess one up, you still have a usable piece and you don't have to mill it all up, make it to the same size. Stop blocks are great to get repeatable cuts. This is how I do it most of the time on my setup. Show me your stop block. Now these brass, I forget what they're called, setup. It's a 1/4-inch setup block, I think is what they're called. It helps you get an accurate 1/4-inch. Here I'm looking at the height of the bit to get a perfect 1/4-inch. And this was just too much for my little router table. Maybe my bit was dull, I'm not sure. Maybe I was taking too big of a bite, but it wasn't clean and it was drifting. So I decided to use the dado stack on my DeWalt table saw. Here's my test cut on some scrap wood. On the left was my first cut. Off camera, I actually added a shim to make the cut a little wider because it wasn't loose enough. I didn't want the drawers to bind up. Here I'm just using the original piece to kind of line up the blade. Next step was getting the cove cut on the router table. So I went ahead and set this up with a new bit I ordered from Amazon. That was a pretty good match, so I went ahead and kept making them. That worked really well. On a couple of the cuts, I had to run it through twice and push it down more firmly to get a better cut. But here you can see I got the groove just right. So here I've got to cut off the end to match the original. This Craig tool, I use this all the time. It works really well for things like this. Now here we've got to cut off about a third of the cut, a third of the piece of wood to match the original piece. So I just used the dado stack to clean that off. It worked real well. Here are the finished shots of the drawer slides. All I had to do was drill some holes, which I did off camera. But I was pretty happy for my first time especially. This turned out really well. Thanks for watching.